Daily God's Promise. Day 3, June 3, 2026. We are mid-week, moving with the momentum of being greatly beloved, Daniel chapter 10 verse 19, and experiencing real-time responses, Isaiah chapter 65 verse 24. Yesterday, we optimized our communication latency. Today, we address system overload. In 2026, we are constantly pushing ourselves to the edge of our capacity, juggling high-pressure technical roles, demanding personal commitments, and the relentless pace of innovation. We often fear that our own weaknesses, limitations, or bugs will crash our systems. Today's promise is the ultimate grace overclocking protocol. We anchor our Wednesday in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9, and he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." I want you to receive this as your promise of the perfected strength. The divine overclock. My strength is made perfect in weakness. In engineering, overclocking is pushing a component beyond its factory specs to achieve higher performance. God's grace is the ultimate overclock. When you reach the limit of your own human capability, when you feel weak, inadequate, or overwhelmed, that is exactly when God's power kicks in to take over the load. You don't need to be perfect to have perfect strength, you just need to be surrendered. The truth, John chapter 8 verse 32, is that your limitations are not blockers. They're the very ports where God plugs in his power. As your keeper, Psalm chapter 121 verse 3, God knows exactly where your threshold is. He contends with your contender, Isaiah chapter 49 verse 25, of fear of inadequacy, by demonstrating that the power of Christ is most visible when you are at your limit. The Grace API. My grace is sufficient for you. God's grace isn't just a nice-to-have feature, it is the fundamental support system for your life. It is sufficient, meaning it is calibrated, measured, and provided in exact proportion to whatever load you are carrying today. The world's strategy. You hide your weaknesses, polish your metrics, and pretend you have unlimited capacity, leading to eventual burnout. The kingdom's strategy. You acknowledge your humanity, invite God's grace to interface with your tasks, and watch his power rest, dwell, upon your work. Because you are his special treasure, Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, the mighty God, Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, has configured you for success through dependence on him. You are the head and not the tail, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 13, and the head is the one who understands that his true influence comes from the power resting on him. The power of rest, the Prince of Peace, Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, is your stability in this exchange. Your life is a prize, Jeremiah chapter 39 verse 18, and that prize is not sustained by your ego, but by the power of Christ. When you boast in your weakness, you are essentially saying, I am not relying on my own version, I am running on the manufacturer's power. Living in this promise today, on Wednesday, June 3, 2026, walk in perfected strength. Rejoice in the Lord. Psalm chapter 97 verse 12. Because even your struggles are now platforms for his power. Wait on your God, Hosea chapter 12 verse 6, and perform a grace audit. If you feel overwhelmed today, simply say, Lord, I am at my limit here. I need your strength to be made perfect in this task. Cast your care, 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, regarding your imperfections. You don't have to be a perfect professional to be a powerful kingdom representative. Wildcard action. Identify one task on your calendar today that makes you feel anxious or weak. Treat it as a grace upgrade moment. Start it with a prayer of surrender and observe how the power of Christ changes the atmosphere of your work. Commit your works to the Lord, Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3, and trust the lamp, 2 Samuel chapter 22 verse 29, of his word to illuminate your path through the overload. Prophetic declaration. I am running on the power of Christ. My grace to load ratio is always sufficient. My weaknesses are simply the entry points for the strength of the Almighty. I am not afraid to be human. The power of Christ rests upon me. The mighty God is my keeper. He calibrates His grace to match every challenge I face. I am the head and not the tail. I am empowered by the manufacturer of my soul. In June 2026, my life is a display of perfected strength and supernatural resilience. God bless you and give you grace after grace.